C, approval of minutes of preceding meetings. Item number 1, special council meeting held on January 15, 2015.
Move to accept as printed.
Support. Motion to accept as printed, properly supported, under discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. Go to item number 2. Regular council meeting held on January 27, 2015.
Motion to accept as printed.
Support.
Motion made, properly supported, under discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. Go to item number 3. Special council meeting held on January 30th, 2015.
Move to support as printed.
Support.
The motion to accept is printed, properly supported, under discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. Move the agenda, item number D, remarks from the audience on any subject matter.
Ray Peterlin, 5811 Langworth Drive. Mayor, council, and residents. I have a few concerns from the last council meeting. You had the first reading on stopping free permits during the summer months, yet this was not on the written agenda. So the residents could not respond to this new proposal. Therefore, I would ask that the first reading be struck from the minutes. There are now about 300 homes in foreclosure in Brook Park, and about 700 more nearing foreclosure. These foreclosed homes have values down in the city to around $50,000. Some residents are maintaining their homes at about $150,000. Jobs, businesses, are important to the city. We cannot do these cheap homes off the city tax revenue. This would strengthen the bottom line for the city budget. It's acting like an anchor to the city, holding the city back. The final mile, at the very small cost, with a great return for the dollar spent. What do I mean, final mile? I will explain. First, I'd like everyone to remember what this city has just spent for the fire station on both sides, having good reasons for their opinions, yet at the end about $150,000 was spent resolving this. Not too long ago, the city spent between $30,000 and $50,000 to outsource a report to answer the question, what should the city look like going forward? The answer should be everywhere if we would only take a little time to look at the city a little bit. The final mile, at the last council meeting, I asked about snow removal from our sidewalks. We have building laws requiring sidewalks, telling us how wide, how thick, how far from the streets, and what to construct them out of. And yes, we even have a sidewalk inspector. We are a city, not a farmland anymore, yet the sidewalks seem to be only for the warm months, which is 6 months a year. So we enjoy door-to-door mail delivery, or should we reduce cost and go to the post office and pick up our mail to reduce costs? What kind of a city do we desire? Mailmen every day, if the sidewalks aren't cleaned, they have one heck of a time. We've already lost the post office. I was told that if you clean the sidewalks, it would be for our children so they could get to school. Then why is this only if you live on the right side of the tracks? Sorry, right side of the road. Some of our children are left behind. It seems that Snow Road is the dividing line, I guess. We have no children north of Snow Road, as that's where the sidewalk removal stops abruptly. Though the Berea Board of Education has always paid to have a crossing guard on the corner of Fry and Snow Road. On the south side, you have a sidewalk. On the north side, you are again forced to walk the streets. Then I'm thinking, why is it that our hotels, restaurants, banks, urgent care, auto parks, stores are not clearing their sidewalks? People want to get out and walk their dogs and they want to go to the stores. Can you see the need for an extra mile? What kind of a city do you want? After all, the sidewalks are not being required to be done every time it snows, nor is it required but one pass from the equipment, and of course, it happens after the streets have been properly cared for. It only requires 2 warm bodies. Surely someone could spare a few hours of one or two of their employees for the greater need of the city. The final mile is in your hands. How do you shape our city? We lost driveway service for our seniors, $15,000 we were paying. Now the private cost is $450 a person times $1,500, which is $675,000 versus the $15,000. Well, what do you know? I'm coming to the end of my speech. One person's view of our fair city that I've loved for home for over 40 years. Thank you, Mayor, Council, and residents. Oh, one more thing. You may ask, what brought all this to mind? Well, after the last council meeting, on my way home, I stopped on Fry Road going north, crossing Snow Road, waiting for the light to change, going west on Snow Road. There was a car turning right onto Fry Road. It turned, though, as I saw it, was not speeding, nevertheless ended up over the curb, just missing the power pole. Worse yet, two people on the car's right side walking in the street to Bob Evans' restaurant because the sidewalk was buried. Only a few feet, maybe 2 or 3 feet, saved their lives because they lived on the wrong side of the tracks. That's what started me to think about one more mile. That's all I have.
Patty Estorino, 6258 Eagle Road. Good evening, Mayor Coyne and City Council members. I'm here tonight to ask your permission for another year of sprucing up Kennedy Park by planting flowers for our annual Memorial Day Parade. We once again have secured the help of Berea City school teachers and children from Brook Park Memorial. It will be our job to purchase the plants closer to Memorial Day, but we are currently into fundraising now with the Boy Scouts, and the flowers need to be ordered. So I'm asking you here tonight to please give us the permission to continue this project. Sincerely, Patty Estorino and Denise Crane. Thank you.
I'm Chris Wislow, 6369 Wolf Road, and I want to thank Mary Ann, she's not here, the Recreation Department and the city for sponsoring the dance at the Rec Center Friday. My grandson was there and he had a wonderful time, and I hope that they can do it some more. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move the agenda item E, reports from standing committees. We'll start with Aviation and Environmental. Councilman Higgins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No report this evening.
Thanks, Councilman. Go to Finance Committee, Chairman, Councilman D'Amico.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Finance Committee had Board of Control meetings on February 4th with 15 items approved, and we had one tonight with 9 items approved. That's all I have tonight.
Thanks, Councilman. Move to Legislative Committee, Councilman Troyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Legislative Committee has no legislation on tonight's agenda.
Thanks, Councilman. Go to Parks and Recreation, Councilman Bergio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had our first youth dance last Friday, February 20th, from 7 to 10, as the resident just pointed out, and you'll be glad to know that it was a huge success. We had over 136 kids in attendance, and we will now be holding a dance once a month for the kids, so that answers your question there. Also, our community health fair is going to be on Saturday, March 14th, from 10 o'clock to 12. Basketball season is wrapping up. Tournaments start next weekend. Baseball, softball, football, and cheerleading registration is currently underway. Lastly, our annual Easter egg hunt is going to be on Saturday, March 28th, from 12 to 2 for youth 12 and under. It was a real success last time. And while I'm talking about events at the Rec Center, just a reminder that Beautification and Pride Committee is having its 7th annual spring luncheon, and that's always a great luncheon to have there. And we always have a good attendance, so I want to invite everybody if they want to come. I have tickets here available for that too. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Councilman. Go to Planning Committee, Councilman Mancini.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have tickets too, and that's March 21st, just so you know, and it is a good event. We have a meeting on March 2nd. There's only 2 items on the agenda, 100-foot wireless communication tower at Aerospace Parkway, and a conditional use permit to operate a used car lot, Team Ferrari at Auto Sales at 16010 Brook Park Road. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. I'll give you a report after March 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. To the Safety Committee, Councilman Salvatore.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One of the items in the Safety Committee was put back in committee at the caucus, and I have one other item that's on second reading. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Councilman. To the Service Committee, Councilwoman Powers.
No report this evening, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Councilwoman. To the Board of Zoning Appeals, Councilman D'Amico.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Board of Zoning Appeals meeting on March 2nd has been removed from the agenda because of lack of summary filing applications. Also, well, I'll finish it.
Thanks, Councilman. But item F, reports from special committees, Southwest General Health Center, Trustee, Councilman Salvatore.
Thanks again, Mr. Chairman. The next Southwest Board meeting is tomorrow night, and I'll have a report at the next council meeting.
Thanks, Councilman. Go to Brea Board of Education, Representative Councilman Mancini.
Thanks again, Mr. Chairman. Just a reminder, there's no school on March 6th. That's a Friday. I know on the snow days here, we've had plenty of them as of today. Last meeting I gave a report how the superintendent comes about having snow days, and you can see that on the Berea City Schools website. What they approved at the meeting, the last meeting at the beginning of this month, the Southwest Conference athletic dues were paid and approved at $3,500. Educational Service Center of Cuyahoga County tuition costs for online learning was approved at $26,900. Fuel contract for transportation to Central Ohio Farms for $23,800 approved. Total payment to vendors for the month of November was approved, $10 million. Preschool registry for 2015-2016, that'll be $50. And revenue receipt for the month ending 12/31/14 in the general fund, $83 million. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thanks, Councilman. We have no items on G or H tonight. We'll go to item I, reports from communications from the mayor. Mayor Coyne.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank you and the members of council for moving along the budget process, and I'm very interested with this new proposal this evening and analyzing that so we can move our budget forward and get it passed. And a positive note that we are finalizing negotiations with the Bruce Willis production company. They're going to film part of the new movie here in Cleveland at our recreation center. They're going to be using the deep water diving tank for a fight scene. And I invite anyone who wants to engage in a fight in the deep water pool for Bruce Willis to show up. Other than that, Mr. Chairman, we're moving along. The service director, I'm sure, will have her reports, and I appreciate Mr. Peterlin coming forward this evening to address some important issues. And once upon a time, a standard practice of ours was to plow all the sidewalks in the city. As a matter of fact, it was one of the first jobs I ever had. That is not possible any longer. And our policy is that after we have done everything else, and I mean everything else, we try to get our vehicles out there to do the main areas so that kids can get back and forth to school. Just like the maintenance of the sidewalks, their condition are the responsibility of the homeowner. Removing the snow is as well as are the businesses. I think you can see if you drive around the town, there's a lot less pedestrians than there used to be. Even going to our rec center at the end of the day, you have the parents picking up the kids at school and just literally going around the circle and dropping them off. So I think we should clarify that it's not our intention to plow any sidewalks anytime except our own, on our own property that we're required to take care of. But those, again, are the last resort. And I think under the conditions that we had, our service department, with a reduction in force, has performed admirably with these snows. And you can see the dilemma that, which I'm sure that Mr. Patton and Mr. Higgins can relate to in the communities they wear their other hats in, is the conditions of the road. I think the end of this spring are certainly going to be a problem for the communities. So to that, Mr. Chairman, I have nothing else to report.
Thanks, Mayor. Any member of council have any questions to the mayor? Seeing none, we'll move to item J. reports and communications from other departments, commissions, and public officials. We'll start with our city engineer, Ed Piatak.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just one quick item tonight, just a little update on the Smith Road Phase 3 project. Due to the weather last week and starting out this week, that project kind of been on hold with the temperatures. Right now, the latest information we have is that they anticipate restarting up work on Smith crossing Snow Road on Monday. So they'll be shut down for the rest of this week, and then come Monday we'll be fired up again, and they anticipate working 2 shifts around the clock to get through the intersection area so that we can get out of there. That's all I have this evening.
Thanks, Ed. Councilman Mancini.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ed, on that project, I was by there a couple times today. I see traffic moving along a little better. When do you think we'll get to that 2-lane? And then are they done across from a place to be? Is that big project there kind of wrapped up totally?
Well, I mean, they still have pipes staged over in that area that, you know, we're going to be needing to get access to put in across Snow Road. So, I mean, we got the pipe in the ground over in that area, but we still need some of that area to stage equipment and materials. So, you know, I would think, you know, within a couple weeks, once we get crossed Snow Road onto the south side of Snow and go down towards Holland, and we put up some of that area for you.
Okay, and maybe looking at 2 lanes, what, in about maybe 2 months?
I would think that we ought to be up over in that area around then.
Okay, thank you,
Councilman Bergio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And also, and maybe our sewer inspector might chime in on this too. I noticed recently, I know we're getting up to the Snow and Smith area though, but I noticed before that of course the streets are pretty deplorable, and I noticed a lot of chuck holes. My concern is, right in the middle of the street we have some loops there for the turning lane, and it looks like the chuck hole, some of the chuck holes there may be affecting our loops. I'm not sure if it is or not, but I know that having repaired a lot of those in my life, that they are fragile, and if they're not working, that means the light, the turn signal will not be working in that left lane. I'm not sure if it's been affected because of chuck holes already, but when we go through there, they'll be trenching that out. Will they be digging through the loops?
Yes.
They will be digging through the loops. Okay.
Actually, the loops have been cut in the Smith-Snow intersection.
Oh, they have been cut?
Yes.
Okay. So, as part of the project, they will restore the loops after it's done, or will a traffic signal service be doing that?
Actually, both, yes. We'll restore the loops with the project, and it's my understanding that signal service is the main contractor's sub to do that work. Okay. So it'll be done with the project.
Okay. And lastly, when they're done with the sewer project, they're going to be repaving it. Are they going to repave just the middle part of the road and not the other 2 lanes going north and southbound? Is that going to be, I see where they're cutting it. Is that all going to be repaved, just the center of that?
Yes. It'll be similar to what we did on Phase 2, which would just be the trench. We got to restore the pavement in the trench area. It was a sewer project. That's the way it was proposed to Public Works when we applied for the money for the project. It's a sewer project. The road needs some attention as well, and we've had some discussions with the county on, you know, maybe getting that thing moving forward to get some cooperation to get the pavement taken care of. But no, with this project, we'll just be restoring the pavement within this trench area.
Okay, that answers my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, we'll move to our Service Director, Luke Hayen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since our last council meeting, we've continued the plowing and the salting, and we got a delivery President's Day of 500 ton of salt. We pretty much put a dent in that. We have another 200 ton coming in tomorrow morning, probably starting about 6:30 a.m. That'll be good because I believe we have another storm coming Sunday with freezing rain. It's supposed to be warm Sunday, about 39 degrees with rain, and then can get cold. So we're going to need that salt to keep our streets from icing over, keep them safe. Also, we have been doing the sidewalks. Maybe Mr. Peterson doesn't see them all, but they are out there doing. We have probably
150 miles of sidewalk to do if we did all of them. At 5 mile an hour, you don't get a whole lot done with other things going on. We've been plowing round the clock several days this week, last week. It seems like every week it's 4 days out of the week we're doing nothing but plowing around the clock. We've had some trucks go down. Our mechanics been doing a good job getting them back up. Replaced several transmissions in some of these trucks. They are of age. Some trucks are 30 years old that we have in our fleet. Also the leaf springs, because of the weight that they've been carrying with the salt and such, we've been replacing the leaf springs on them. Other than that, there's not much more to report, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Lou. I'll go to Councilman Mancini first.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, the guys, good job this last storm. Definitely hit them side streets, got the mains. Looks a lot better. The guys definitely did a good job. On the sidewalks, I could have residents that have called me to tell me that they don't want to see the thing coming down the street, and I got ones that'll tell me they think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Being in them things, I know when a storm comes and there's a lot of snow, it's tough to tell the sidewalk from the street. From a driveway, it's very tough to do. They do a good job when they get out there. It's not an easy thing to do, and you are right. It's a very, very slow process, very tenuous process. But again, I could give you names, people who really want to see them and people who don't want to see them. So, but good job on this past storm, and you and the guys very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Through the chair to Councilman Mancini, you're absolutely right, Councilman. Some folks like to see it that cannot get out and shovel or don't want to shovel. Folks that do take care of their sidewalks, as I do, I wouldn't want to see one coming down mine either, because they do have a tendency to turf. They're V blades. They're as wide as the sidewalks. If you get it off an inch or two on one side or the other, you're going to be peeling people's sod up. So I know what you mean by people calling you saying, we don't want it on our sidewalk. And there's folks that do want it. And what we try to do, the mayor and I spoke about this, is that the property that the city owns, we're going to do it. One thing I have is from Holland Road here, from 71 all the way down Engle Road, make the big loop here, in front of our playgrounds, down there where the fire station used to be over on 130th in Holland. I had some folks call me, I live in the apartments there, and they couldn't get to the bus stop easily, so I make sure that's done for them. So we are aware where we need to do and where the businesses and the homeowners should do. But we'll try our best to make everybody happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Bergio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Lou, I see that there are several communities that are experiencing salt shortages. I know we're part of a consortium. What is our outlook for another month, hopefully not, of snow? What is our supply doing right now?
Well, I think at this time we're in pretty good shape. You know, if we get 5 days of snow and ice, we're going to have problems. But it takes about two weeks to get a delivery. I just got another purchase request. Went through Board of Control this evening, so I'll have that. We'll put an order in tomorrow for our next delivery. My foreman, Bob Walden, takes care of the salt. He's been with the city for over 35 years, and he's well aware and can distinguish when we need to order and when we don't need to order. So he's very dependable on that.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Troyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Kay, I'd like to, again, all things considered, you guys are doing one heck of a job. I mean, nothing's perfect, but you guys did my little area over there, my neighborhood, Saturday night, and you had it curb to curb. So I noticed you guys coming around, but I threw the chair to the service director. Is there any time when there's cars parked, for instance, Christine, the end of Christine where it's dead end, would there be cars parked where you couldn't plow that? Because there was an issue over the weekend. I was there on Sunday afternoon. I got a complaint. I went out. It had not been plowed from Saturday. So could it have been because there were cars there, or is there ever an instance where that would happen, or do you guys try to, or I just wondering what, just an FYI that happened, and for whatever reason it wasn't done, but I thought maybe it was because there's cars or too many cars, or because there's been an issue with cars parked on the street even overnight over there.
Yeah, through the chair, Councilman Troyer. And Councilman, that is a problem. We have put a snow ban alert out. There's times where we didn't put it out. We didn't put one out Super Bowl Sunday. I felt that the mayor called me and asked me if we were going to put one out. I told him, I said, well, our folks in Brook Park have a lot of Super Bowl parties. I think we put a band out, nobody have any place to park their cars, and I think they'd be more unhappy about that than their curbs not being done, which we got to get to the next day. We did put one out the other storm that we had, but it is, a lot of folks don't have landlines any longer. People use their cell phones all the time. So not everybody gets that call that there is a parking ban, but yeah, that could have been a problem on the end of Christine, that there was cars parked there, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move the agenda. We'll go to our Safety Director, David Burns.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to publicly acknowledge and remind people that with this cold weather, largely the police and fire departments, their work is outdoors. Now our police run 12-hour days. Working in this weather, just today I was monitoring a call on 71 where we had police and fire on an auto accident for about 45 minutes in that 0-degree weather. So it's important to remember that, and I just wanted to publicly thank them. Remind you, if you see one, you should acknowledge that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Dave. Go to Councilman Mancini.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. Dave, and they do a super job, both our safety forces, absolutely. One of the things, and I actually heard it here tonight, and I had my little coffee clutch on Eagle Court yesterday, and I had many people over there. One of the things that seems to come up a lot is the parking on the street. Like, we know the times when you're not supposed to park at night, but what is, and I know they're very busy. With the snow, with everything going on, how are we doing with that? Are we citing a lot of people or not? Because it seems to be coming in my ear pretty frequent that, hey, they're parking in front of my house. Hey, we can't back out from the snow piles. Hey, you can't see it. And then I got a car right behind me that's been out on the street all day. Just,
Councilman, I get a daily report from the police department, and every day there's parking citations indicated in that report that are written. There's probably not as many now as I've seen in the past, but they are, in fact, enforcing the parking. There are tickets issued almost on a daily basis. I do get a report on it, and it does indicate that tickets are being written.
okay, thank you.
Councilman, you need to go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through the Chair of Safety Director. Dave, we had some conversations about some safety issues that residents have brought forward to us on Havendale. I want to thank you, and I want to thank the chief. When you see him, please give them my thanks. I got some emails from the people over there. You've taken care of the situation. We had a lot of conversation. You put a lot of talk and time into it, so as the chief, and I want to thank you publicly for helping those residents.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and I'll pass it on.
Thank you.
Councilman Troyer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through the chair to the safety director, Mr. Burns. I've noticed, and this would follow under police, some of the plow drivers doing residents' driveways. My understanding, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, you're supposed to have a flashing light on top. I've witnessed plows out there with no flashing lights, and some that have them on there, but they're not working. I think that's something we should, keep an eye out for. There is some problems with this. I know this is going to affect you, but just to tell everybody, there is some problem with these snowplow drivers. Some of them are doing a really bad job, and I'm still researching and getting the information on what the companies are that are doing it. But I'm aware of one right on my street that it's sad with the way he does these people's driveways. So, council, we probably need to revisit that ordinance on that. But and you're aware of the issue at the end of Christine also?
I believe we talked about it before.
Right. Okay. All right. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. We'll go to our law director, Neil Jameson.
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Neil. Anybody have a question to the law director? Seeing none, we'll go to our finance director, Greg Single.
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Any member of council have any questions to the finance director? Seeing none, we'll move the agenda to item K, other communications, petitions, verbal approval, introduction of new legislation. We have two pieces. resolution in support of House Bill 60, Dick Goddard's Act, and declaring an emergency, introduced by Councilman Bergio, who places this on legislative. We have an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the City of Cleveland for mutual aid and assistance in emergency fire protection services and declaring an emergency, place this in the Safety Committee. We have no items under L. We go to item M. We have two pieces. Under first reading, ordinance number 9957-2015. Michelle.
Introduced by Mayor Coyne and Councilman D'Amico to provide for the appropriations of the City of Brook Park, State of Ohio for fiscal year ending December 31, 2015, and declaring an emergency.
Ordinance number 9957-2015 had its first reading. Ordinance, or item number 2, ordinance number 9958-2015.
Introduced by Mayor Coyne, authorizing the mayor to enter into contract for the sale of a part of permanent parcel number 344-28-029 and declaring an emergency.
Move to suspend?
Support.
Motion to suspend, properly supported. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Or call the roll. Michelle.
D'Amico?
Yes.
Bergio?
Yes.
Mancini?
Yes.
Powers?
Yes.
Higgins?
Yes.
Troyer?
Yes.
Salvatore?
Yes.
Suspension's passed.
Move to adopt?
Motion to adopt,
Support.
properly supported, under discussion. Michelle, please call the roll on adoption.
D'Amico?
Yes.
Higgins?
Yes.
Powers?
Yes.
Bergio?
Yes.
Mancini?
Yes.
Salvatore?
Yes.
Troyer?
Yes.
Ordinance number 9958-2015 is passed under suspension of the rules. Item N, we have one item under second reading. Ordinance number 9956-2015.
Authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the City of Cleveland for mutual aid and assistance in fire protection and declaring an emergency.
Ordinance number 9956-2015. It's had its second reading. One item on the third reading was removed and placed back into Safety Committee this evening, so there's no other items. Hereby adjourn the council meeting.